Good day, our future LPTs. I know that some of you are excited because it is only more or less a month before the September licensure examinations for professional teacher. Some of you are pressured, perhaps uncertain on what to do during the LET exam, but don't you worry. We are here, the CarePoint Review Center. We are more than ready to help you with your preparation for your licensure examination for professional teacher. And don't you worry, I feel the same way when I was preparing for my licensure examination for professional teacher. I feel so uncertain. I feel so pressured. I feel so anxious, but just keep on pushing, keep on studying, keep on reviewing, just do your thing. God is not just looking on how intelligent we are. God is looking towards your hard work, the dedication you put into during your preparation time for the LET examination. I know that I am not familiar to all of you guys. I am just new in the team. I am just new at CarePoint Review Center. So please do allow me first to introduce myself. I am Sir Kimuel Boy Abelo Cortez. I am a licensed professional teacher. Actually, I just recently got my license. I took my bachelor's degree of secondary education, major in social studies at Christian Colleges of Southeast Asia, and I took the LET last March 2025, just this year, and I was able to pass the LET exam and fortunately ranked 7 during the result came out. So I was so happy that I was able to uh, be included on the list of the top 10 examinees during the March 2025 examination. So aside from being the new addition to the team of CarePoint Review Center lecturers, I am also working as a barangay kagawad. I am also a public servant and doing uh, other things no out of or aside from being your lecturer and aside from being a barangay official, I am a jack of all trades. So you can call me Sir Kim Well. So I hope you are well today. You had rest. You had taken rest because it's very important to take good care of our body while we are preparing for the LET exam. Because at the end of the day, what matters most is that we are healthy. All right. It's very important to take good care of yourself. Do not be pressured too much. Do not be so anxious so much too much. All right. Just prepare with accurate study time and again sleep is very important. You need to take good care of yourself. Now the power of manifestation, guys, is very important. When I started my review at on a different review center, every day I manifest to become not just an LPT but to become A or to grab the first spot for the March 2025 So every day I would write on a paper when we had our quiz, my name, LPT, and top one. So the power of manifestation is very important. And do not just manifest that you'll become LPT, but manifest to become a top notcher. Now I want you all to manifest with conviction, with power. Say your name, then LPT top one. Again, say your name, LPT top one. All right, in three, two, one, go. I want it more louder. I want it with more conviction, with more power. Again, say your name, LPT, then top one, in three, two, one, go. All right. Claiming that you'll become LPTs yourselves this coming December 2025 because the result for the September 2025 will came out during or on December 2025, claiming that you will become LPTs. And for this session, we will be dealing with Philippine government and Philippine constitution. So for the information of everybody, one of the favorites of PRC for general education is social studies. So Philippine government and Philippine constitution is part of social studies. So most of the questions actually based on the history of the licensure examination professional teachers, medyo marami talaga yung mga questions mula sa social studies. We have Philippine history, we have Rizal, and the Philippine government and Philippine constitution. So let's prepare yourselves for that. And we will be dealing with concepts and terms in connection with Philippine government and Philippine constitution. So I hope you are now ready to listen. I hope that you have pen and paper with you for taking down notes. So don't worry, I'll be giving you the PowerPoint presentation also for this discussion, for this session. Now let's start. I hope everyone is listening. Now let's start first with defining what is political science. So political science, it is the study of polis. Again, study of polis, it is political science. So polis is a Greek word which means a city or a state. Again, polis is a Greek word which means a city or a state. So to put it simply, political science is the study of state, government, and its politics. Again, political science studies state, government, and politics. So meaning, political science is um, digging deeper with how the government works, how the politics or the dynamics of politics are, how the government do their job, how the government should create laws, how should the government execute or enforce laws. That is political science. So for let purposes, there are two clues to remember for political science. First, the study of polis. Second, the study of state, government, and politics. Again, the study of polis, political science. The study of state, government, and politics, still political science. But when the question is, what do you mean by polis? The answer is city or state. Again, polis, city or state. Political science, the study of polis, the study of government, state, and politics. That is political science. Gets? Now let's proceed. Another very important thing to remember when we are dealing with political science is Aristotle. Aristotle is the father of political science. Again, it is not pronounced as Aristotle. Aristotle, it is Aristotle. Again, Aristotle is the father of political science. Remember that, father of political science, Aristotle. When we say study of polis, political science, very good. The study of government, state, and politics, that is still political science. Polis, city, state. Again, polis, city, state. Father of political science, that is Aristotle. Now, there are basic concepts of politics we need to remember. So these are the basic concepts. Remember these terms or these concepts. First, order, meaning politics has something to do with ensuring that there is peace and order. The same with our local government unit, our barangay local government unit, our national government. They are making sure that our country, our city, our community, our locality is in order. And that is the primary thrust of politics. It is the primary concern of politics that there is order. Order in terms of communication, in terms of transportation, in terms of providing health services, in terms of providing education, in terms of putting infrastructure at hand. That is order, the primary thrust of politics. Again, clue to remember for let purposes. Primary thrust of politics. Order. When we say order, meaning order not only for the few but as a whole. Aggregate meaning as a whole. Human life in the aggregate. Human life as a whole. So meaning there should be or there shouldn't be aspect of human life left that is not in order. So meaning our government, our politics or our politicians, our people in the government, people in the position is responsible in making sure that all aspects of human life is in order. But as teachers ourselves, we need to become reflective in the current status quo of our government. Are all aspects of human life is in order? That is something that we should reflect on because as teachers in the future, most especially when we teach in the public school or even in the private school, we have a big role towards nation building, making sure that our students learn not just the accurate information, not just in terms of knowledge, but they learn also how to become productive citizens of our nation. Again, clue to remember for order, primary thrust of politics, order. Again, primary thrust of politics, order. Polis, city, state. Again, polis, city, state. Political science, the study of polis, the study of government, states, and politics. But order gani, primary thrust of politics. Another concept that has to do with politics is power. In the political arena, there are people who holds power. And what is power, by the way? Power is getting others to comply by creating unsa man mga sanctions, mga consequences for not obeying the rules, the regulations, and the laws being enforced, being executed. So meaning the power that the people in the government holds should be their armor towards making sure that people comply with rules, regulations, with laws. That is power. And again, clue to remember for let purposes, getting others to comply. That is power. Again, getting others to comply, there is power. And remember the quote, great power comes with great responsibilities, meaning our political leaders, our government leaders has the power, but they also have big responsibilities. But for let purposes, getting others to comply, power. The primary thrust of politics, order. Polis, city, state. Again, polis, city, state. Political science, the study of polis, the study of states, government, and politics. Again, power, getting others to comply. Next concept is justice. Justice is in connection with power, meaning the application of power for the welfare of the people. There is justice when the people in the government who has power use it for the welfare, for the interests of the majority. Looking at the status quo of our government now, let's be reflective. Teachers as we are, we need to become reflective. Is there justice? Are the people in the government using their power for the interests of the people, for the welfare of the majority? Something to reflect on because as teachers, we need to make sure that our students in the future learn the right way. They learn to use their power in the right way. Is there justice in the current status quo? Something that we should reflect on. But for let purposes, future LPTs, remember the clue. The application of power towards the welfare or the interests of the people or majority, that is justice. Again, the application of power towards the welfare or interests of the majority, that is justice. Getting others to comply, power. Again, getting others to comply, power. The main thrust or primary thrust of politics, order. Again, the primary thrust of politics, order. Polis, city, state. Again, polis, city, state. Political science, the study of state, government, and politics. Another concept of, uh, I believe those were the concepts, no? Order, power, and justice. Again, order, power, and justice. Now let's proceed on discussing the different elements of the state. So this is very important to remember because on the previous LAT exams na Ajoy nagawas, may mga lumalabas na tanong in terms of the elements of the state. And we should also realize future LPTs when we take the let nation is different from a state. Again, nation has just to do with territory, with people, but state has to do with sovereignty. So meaning nation has nothing to do with sovereignty, but state on the other hand has something to do with sovereignty. So the most kumbaga the difference just between the nation and the state is the presence and the absence of sovereignty. Pag nation, it doesn't need sovereignty, but state to be considered it as a state, it needs or it requires sovereignty. And these are the elements of the state. And to easily remember the elements of the state, we have mnemonics. P, T, G, S. Again, P, T, G, S. P, people. T, territory. G, government. S, sovereignty. Let's start with people. When we say people, dali lang kaayo. It's very easy. Citizens, populations, inhabitants. People. A state needs people to be considered as a state. So without people, without population, without inhabitants, without its citizens, a nation or a territory could not be considered as a state. So clues to remember: inhabitants, population, citizens, state. Again, inhabitants, population, citizens, people. T, P, T. T is for territory. It has to do with the definite geographic area occupied by the people. It pertains to our land, geographic area or land territory, our water territory. So, the clue to remember for territory, definite geographic area. A state needs definite geographic area to be considered as a state. Clue to remember for let purposes. Definite geographic area, territory. Again, definite geographic area, territory. Pero if the clues are citizens, inhabitants, population, people. Very good. That is people. Definite geographic area, territory. PTG. G for government. When we say government, it is the agency, the instrument through which the will of the people is formulated, expressed, and realized. Meaning, the government has the responsibility to make sure that all laws being implemented, formulated, and realized is based on the will of the people, most especially that we Philippines is a representative democracy. Representative democracy simply because we choose representatives through our congresswoman, congressman, our district representatives in the House of the Representatives to make sure that the voices, the will of the people is heard in formulating laws, in executing laws. That is one of the main responsibility of the government. But in the current status quo, is it really the will of the people that is being heard? It is Are the laws being formulated out of the will of the people? Currently, there is a debate in terms of the 2026 budget that is part of the responsibility of the government to hear the voice of the people in terms of making sure that the budget of the government will make sure that the welfare and the interest of the people is put at hand. Something that we future LPTs, you future LPTs to reflect on. But for let purposes, let's not touch too much on the political side of things. For let purposes, government, it is the agency or the government which the will of the people should be formulated, expressed, and realized. Again, that is government. Pag inhabitants, population, citizens, that is people. Definite geographic area, territory. Pag instrumentality, agency, that a will of the people are expressed, government. Lastly, we have sovereignty, PTGS. S for sovereignty. When we say sovereignty, it is the supreme power. Again, supreme power of the state to rule over its citizens within its territory and be free from, take note, control of foreign states. So, when we say sovereignty, there is no government interference. There is no foreign interference, meaning the people who hold the power, the people in the government are Filipinos. So that is sovereignty. The supreme power of the state, sovereignty. Again, clue to remember, supreme power of the state, sovereignty. Again, supreme power of the state, that is sovereignty. Inhabitants, population, citizens, people. Definite geographic area, that is territory. Agency, instrumentality, which the will of the people are expressed, formulated, and realized. Government. Supreme power of the state, that is sovereignty. Again, sovereignty. Di ba magsabat, Day? Laba ba ni Tinang ay. Tinang, dili na magsaba kaya padayon na si Tata. Tinang! Unsa ba yung
Siya, oy, kayo, Miss Will, gamay ko
Di na magsaba kaya magpadayon ako.
may bugan.
Sulay bugas liha. May luma na good di. Tinang!
Na, mag-ilong, pag-riag, ulo, oy! Ay, na, iwi.
Tinang, ikaw na lang, be. Ha! Paring mo to, ipapagod ka kay Darating ang ha. Bilongan. Now let's proceed on discussing the powers of the state. So there are different powers that the state holds, and these are concepts and terms that you need to remember in the preparation for your LET exam. First, we have the police power. Again, police power. So this is the authority of the government or the power of the government to regulate behavior and enforce order for the welfare, safety, health of the public. So meaning police power ensures that the people are behaving accurately, so they enforce order for the welfare, safety, and health of the public. Remember the social distancing, the wearing of face masks, the wearing of face shield during the pandemic? That is part of the police power. Enforcing curfew, that is part of the police power. The rules and regulation in terms of transportation, in terms of passing through the roads or the streets, that is part of police power. Making sure that there is welfare, safety, and at the same time, the health of the public is at hand, that is police power. Clue to remember: the power of the government to regulate people's behavior or citizens' behavior, that is police power. Again, clue to remember: the power of the people to regulate citizens' behavior, police power. Remember that police power. It is the first power of the state or the first power of the government. Second is the power of eminent domain. The another term of the power of eminent domain is expropriation rights. So meaning, if there is a private property once needed to be used for the public, the power of eminent domain is something that the government use. So the government has the power to use a private property for public use if it is really needed, if there is a necessity, if it is necessary to use that private property. But make sure to remember, in exchange, there is so-called just compensation. So meaning the private property is not being used for free. The government will pay the owner of the private property to be used by the public. So the thing that is being done during the payment is so-called just compensation. It is the power of the Philippine government to acquire private property for public use. So clue to remember for let purposes: acquiring private property for public use, power of eminent domain. Again, acquiring private property for public use, power of eminent domain. But si PRC mahilig din gumamit ng other terms or the synonymous terms. So other term for power of eminent domain: expropriation rights. Again, expropriation rights, but the power of the government to acquire private property for public use, power of eminent domain. But the power of the state to regulate citizens' behavior, police power. Again, the power of the state to regulate people's or citizens' behavior, police power. But the power to acquire property for public use, power of eminent domain or expropriation rights. Third is the power of taxation. So the power of taxation, it is the capability of the government to impose charges or levies on individuals and entities to fund public services and projects. So taxation is something that allows our government to be able to do their jobs and their responsibilities in terms of providing basic social services, in terms of making sure that our roads are okay, that there are bridges being built for transportation, that there are school buildings being built for education. So that is the use of taxation. It is or the money being collected through the dynamics of taxation is being used for the government to be able to do and fulfill their responsibilities. But for the let purposes, power of taxation, the clue to remember, the capability or the power of the government to impose charges. Again, the power of the government to impose charges, power of taxation. Again, the power of the government to impose charges, power of taxation. Pag, power of the government to acquire private property for public use, power of eminent domain. Again, power of the government to acquire private property for public use, power of eminent domain. Other term for power of eminent domain, expropriation rights. Pero if power of the government to regulate citizens' behavior or people's behavior, that is police power. Again, police power. Pero the power of the government to impose charges, power of taxation. Again, power of taxation. Now, let's dig in deeper about the Philippine government. So the Philippine government, in terms of its form, it is a republic with a presidential form of government, wherein the power is equally divided among its three branches. When we say presidential form, it has to do with the balance of power within the three branches: executive, legislative, and judicial, to ensure, again, balance of power. There is so-called the principle of check and balance among these three branches of the government. Pag i-ask gani sa let, what is the form of the government of the Philippine government? That is presidential form. But later, we will discuss with the different forms of government in accordance to the separation of the legislative and executive, the number of the people who holds the power, and so on and so forth. But for this one, just to remember, Philippine government is a republic government, and it holds a presidential form of government. We have three branches, ha? Executive, legislative, and judicial, and we will be digging in deeper with these three branches. Now, these are the branches of the government. We have the executive, legislative, and judicial. So these are the three branches. They hold different responsibilities, but complementing responsibilities to ensure that the government is providing the needs of the citizens. To make sure that the primary trust, unsa itong primary trust of the government, order, or the primary trust of politics, order. These branches, executive, legislative, and judicial, ensures that there is order by the means of the principle of check and balance. So let's dig in deeper on the differences in terms of the roles, responsibilities of these branches of the government. First, executive. Executive is the law implementing body. Kinsa may na belong sa executive? Si president, that is part of the executive department. Si vice president, mga cabinet secretaries, part na siya sa executive, sila ang nag-implement sa law. Kaya gani executive from the term execute. So meaning the executive branch is the branch of the government who enforce laws, who implement laws. Executive part po dira ang ato ang mga city mayor, to mga governors. They are part of the executive branch of the government. Our barangay captain, part po na sila sa ato ang executive branch of the government. Law implementing body, executive. Again, clue to remember, law implementing body, executive. Legislative, we have the law making body. Kinsa maning part sa legislative branch of the government? Sino-sino ito? In the national level, sila ang ating mga senators. We have 24 senators and we have representatives, our mga congressmen. We have district representatives and we also have party list representatives. Medyo marami and dili definite ang numbers sa atong representatives each um year or each terms simply because daghan man gug mga representatives or party list representative nga madungag because ang pagkadaog or the way to win as part of the party lists, no, is just to have the 1% of the overall total population of the voters. So usahay mo gamay ang mag-decrease ang number of winners sa party list representative. Pero sa district representatives, definite man iyang number because definite man po ang number of districts in the entire country. So pag legislative gani, they make laws. Sila ang naghihimo sa balaod and ang legislative branch po ang nag-prepare sa budget. And now, very chaotic kaayo ang ato ang Congress. When we say Congress, duha ang part ana ha. Congress belong dira ang House of the Senate and House of Representative. Again, Congress that is divided by the two houses. Basing ipangutana sa unsa nga mga houses ang part sa Congress? House of the Senate and House of Representative. 24 kabuok ang atuang senators. But kasi mangutana mo, why on the previous midterm election there are only 12 senators lang? Because the midterm elections happens every 3 years. So na ay 12 nga mabilin pero ilang term is 6 years man. So after sa ano sa ilahang sa term sa katong 12 nanapoy midterm election nga may tabo so nanapoy 12 nga madungag sa ila. So that is why 12 kabuk every naman tay midterm election dili man ang senatorial election appeal siya sa midterm election. Dili lang during sa presidential election. But for let purposes, when we say legislative, law-making body, sila ang gihimo sa balaod. Again, law-making body, legislative part ang House of the Senate and House of the Representative, silang duha giisa, Congress ang tawag. Again, giisa ang House of Senate and House of Representative, Congress. But in the local level, unsa man ang tantamount sa ato ang legislative body, our city councilors. Pag sa barangay level po, our barangay kagawads, mga lawmaking body, legislative. Again, sa national, our senators and our congresswoman or man, our representatives. Sa local, we have our councilors. Basta impangutana na siya. And in the barangay level, our barangay kagawad. Pag executive, sa national, we have the president and the vice president. Sa local, we have our governors, our city mayors, and municipal mayors. Sa barangay level, our barangay captain, our punong barangay. Sa legislative, our congressman, House of the Senate, our mga senators, and our representatives sa House of Representatives. On the local level, our councilors, municipal and city councilors. In the barangay level, we have our barangay kagawads. But clue to remember for legislative, law-making body. Pag executive gani, law implementing body. Si judicial, siya ang law interpreting body. Again, si judicial, law interpreting body. Asa man yung mga judicial, kani itong mga korte, Supreme Court and our municipal, regional, and our city court. Part na siya sa judicial branch of the government. Gina-interpret nila ang balaod. So what's the process? The I. Ano yung executive, legislative, and judicial. Para matagaan ta mo og so that I'll give you a better picture on how government or these branches of the government work. Sa legislative, tasked to create a law. Once, dili pa na siya law, it's called a bill. Pag dili pa napasa. When a specific senator or a specific representative nag-submit og bill sa Congress, mao gini siya 3 readings. First, second, and third reading. Pag nakapasar na siya sa 3 readings, if it is passed on the 3 readings, first, second, and third reading, it will be submitted to the office of the president for signing, for approval of the president. I-review. The president will review the law. Now, if the president approves the law, if iyang permahan, i-approve niya, si judicial na pod ang naay task to make sure that the law nga na-approve sa legislative branch, nahimo sa legislative branch, gi-approve through the 3 readings, gi-approve na pod sa executive branch, i-make sure ni judicial branch nga constitutional to siya. Again, i-make sure ni judicial branch nga constitutional tong balaod nga nahimo, the laws that is being crafted and is being approved by the president. So pag naay part of the laws nga kailangan i-amend, mo suggest sa judicial branch. Kailangan ni siya i-amend, kailangan ni siya i-rectify, kay dili ni siya constitutional. So that's how it works. What if si executive branch ka iyang i-veto? Meaning, dili niya permahan ang katong law nga napasar na sa first, second, and third reading na may veto power sa executive branch or president. Kailangan lang nato og 2/3 votes sa Congress, which comprise the Senate and the House of Representatives. Nga bisang i-veto to siya ni president, mahimo gapon to siyang balaod. Kailangan lang og 2/3 nga boto. So that is how these branches of the government work. So just to give you a glimpse of how it works. Pero for let purposes, law implementing body, executive. Law making body, legislative. Law interpreting body, judicial. Part ni executive kinsa, president, vice president, mga cabinet secretaries sa national level. Sa local level, we have our municipal mayors, our city mayors, our governors, vice governor in the barangay level or barangay captain. Legislative in the national level, our senators, our representatives. In the local level, our city and municipal councilors. In the barangay level or barangay kagawads. Judicial, we have our mga Supreme Court justices. We have 1 Supreme Court justice and we have 14 associate justices. So meaning natay 15 ka mga justices sa Supreme Court. Again, basta ipangutana na number of justices, 15. Isa ka Supreme Court justice nga pinaka-head sa tanan and there is 14 associate justices. Pila ka buok number of senators? 12. Sa House of Representatives, dili siya definite because ang mga party list representative number kay vary each election. So that is executive, legislative, and judicial. The 3 branches of the government who has balance in power, who execute the principle of check and balance. Now, i-discuss na nato ang different forms of the government. Again, different forms of the government. And there are 3 ways to identify what kind of form of government does a state or a country upholds. First, according to the number of persons in whom sovereignty resides. So meaning, how many pila ka buok tao ang nagunit sa power? That is the first determinant of the form of government. Pila ka buok tao ang nagunit sa power. Second, according to the distribution of powers from the central and local government. So the question is, si central government lang ba? Si local government lang ba ang naggunit sa power? Sa first, number of people. Second, in accordance to the distribution of power sa central and sa local government. Third, according sa relationship ni legislature and executive branch. So these are the three determinants of the forms of government. In isa-isa ho na to na siya. First, we have according to the number of persons whom sovereignty resides. Kung pila lang kabuok tao ang nagunit sa power. First, monarchy. Kung ang form of government is monarchy, meaning there is only one person who holds the power. So meaning, power of one or rule of one. Again, clue to remember pag monarchy, rule of one. Usually, a king or a queen who holds the power, meaning his or her word is the law. Siya lang ang masunod. Wala nay lain pa. Rule of one, monarchy. Again, rule of one, monarchy. And there are two types of monarchy. First, we have the absolute monarchy. Walay limitation ang power ni king and ni king or ni queen. Siya lang jud ang magbuot. That is absolute monarchy. Second, we have limited and constitutional monarchy, meaning the monarch is the head of the state. Siya ang head of the state. Siya murag physically, siya ang makita sa tao nga head of the state. But the real power reside on the constitution, or ang power niya nahimong limited because there is a constitution. Again, limited or constitutional monarchy na ay constitution nga ginasunod bisan pag si king siya ang head of the state because there is a constitution, he must abide with the constitution. Kaya limited ang iyang power. Kaya gitawag sa limited or constitutional monarchy. Si absolute monarchy walay constitution. Si king magbuot tanan, his word or her word. Kung si queen siya, ang absolute monarchy. Pag limited lang, there is a constitution. Pag rule of one, monarchy. Again, rule of one, monarchy. The monarch, the king or the queen, has no limitation in terms of power, absolute monarchy. If the monarch, the king or the queen, has limitation in terms of power because of the constitution, limited or constitutional monarchy. Second, nga form of government in terms of the number of persons whom sovereignty resides, aristocracy, rule of the few. Kaganina unsa tong monarchy? Rule of one, isa lang, monarchy. Aristocracy, rule of the few. So it is a government where political powers is held by an elite group, often hereditary nobility. Kaya pasa-pasa, gipamana-mana lang. Aristocracy yung sa gani, rule of the few. And there is, under aristocracy, there is so-called oligarchy. Ang kaning oligarchy, rule of the few rich, katong mga dato, mga wealthy. Ginapasa-pasa lang po nila sa ilang mga kamag-anak or relatives or mga anak. Ang kalahian lang si aristocracy, rule of the few. Pag makita gay sa rule of the few, aristocracy na siya. Pag rule of the few, rich oligarchy, mga oligarch, kung si oligarch, mga wealthy people. Again, basing ipangutana po, kung sa'yo pasabot sa oligarch, wealthy people, wealthy family, that is oligarch. Kaya gani ang oligarchy, rule of the few rich. Dili malibog ha, rule of the few, aristocracy. Pero, rule of the few rich, oligarchy. Oligarch, rich people, rich family. Monarchy, rule of one. Aristocracy, rule of the few. Oligarchy, rule of few rich. Now let's proceed. Lastly, we have democracy. This is still in accordance to the number of the people ha, kung kinsa ang magunit sa power. Monarchy, rule of one. Aristocracy, rule of the few. Democracy, rule of the people. Government of the people, for the people and by the people. Democracy is the form of the government where the majority of the people held or have the political power. So meaning sa democracy, ang mga tao ang nagunit sa power. This is the kind of government nga gina-uphold sa Philippines. But, kita ba jud? Are the citizens are really the one holding the political power in our country? Or just the people who we voted during the election? Nagkapaminaw pa ba sila sa atua? No, that is something that we should reflect on. But in the idealistic way, democracy is a government that the power should reside to the people, the political power. So meaning democracy, rule of the many. Kaganya rule of one, monarchy, rule of the few, aristocracy, rule of the many, or rule of the majority, democracy. And we have two types of democracy. We have direct democracy and indirect democracy. Kaning direct democracy, applicable lang ni siya for a small country. Kanang the people are governed directly by an assembly. Kanang kita jud mismo. But in the Philippines, we are a big country atong gina-uphold kay indirect democracy. So we have representative. Kaya ganyan natin mga district representative, natin mga congressman. That is indirect democracy. Pag na representative, indirect democracy. Pag wala, direct democracy. Pag gani, rule of the few, aristocracy. Rule of one, monarchy. Rule of many, or rule of the majority, democracy. All right? Ay, salamat. Gabay na lang.
Ah, baba man na. No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.